Hello and welcome to Ula Tea Leaf Readings. My name is Lenor and tonight I'm going to be reading your tea leaves. This is a horoscope for Gemini. If Gemini is your solar, lunar, ascendant / rising sign, then this is a message for you. Okay, let's get started. Let's see what these tea leaves have to say tonight. Okay. And so our card for this reading is the Four of Wands, which has a lot to do with completion, completing something, finding order, control. Oh my goodness, look at this. Look at this turtle right here. All right, I'm going to spin this just a little bit more and I want to look at that turtle. He looks like a hungry guy there. Okay, so there we go. Okay, so we have this, it is a turtle. It has its head up. It looks like it's trying to eat. And this one looks like a flower blossom. It reminds me of the flower blossoms that come off of my squash plant. And you can saute those and they are so good. So, of course, the turtle, the tortoise, this is a symbol of going slow. Going slow. Going slow. Being mindful. Taking your time with things. But there's a hunger there. Yeah. And I think that this hunger is what motivates you. Motivates you to succeed. You know, I think that ultimately, you know, from the readings that we've had before, and if you are so inclined to watch some of those, there's a playlist for Gemini. You can easily access all of the previous Gemini readings. But you don't need to see them if you don't want to. You know, you don't. These are all standalone readings. But there has been a sense of done with the hopelessness, done with not knowing which direction to go. You have taken destiny into your own hands. You're not waiting around for the universe to, you know, deliver your success to you. You are going to make this happen. Okay. Now, over here, it looks like a satellite dish. If you are older, then you know what this is. If you are younger, maybe you don't. I don't know. You know, they still have them, I know, at like science places, right? Like places like astronomy type places, like I was thinking planetarium, but that's not right. Places where they're looking for like radio signals and frequencies and whatever. I'm not a scientist, obviously. The other, you know, they do, I'm sure that they have them for, you know, large scale communication places, and so you probably know what they look like. But we used to have them all over the place. Now, my family was not wealthy, so we didn't have one. But I knew people who had them for sure. And for a brief period of time, when I was a kid, people were installing these like huge satellite dishes to receive satellite TV. Now they have the little ones. I don't know if they even still have that, but you know, they used to have little dishes that went on your house. Whatever. I'm going on a tangent here. I feel like this is a symbol of you kind of putting energies out into the universe, trying to get some kind of clarity, communication, an answer. You know, those moments when it's like, okay, God, divine thing, universe, whatever you are out there, oh, ineffable one, you know, please show me the way. And I think more often than not, the answers are there, right? The universe is answering us all the time. We just don't want to accept. We don't want to accept what it has to say. You know, I feel like I was like this a lot when I was trying to get sober. Constantly asking, what do I have to do to fix my life? You know, what would stop all of this? Well, yeah, maybe start with not drinking. That was my big thing, right? At that time, drinking, doing drugs, pills, whatever. I didn't want to hear that. You know? That was just like something, you know, annoying people were saying to me. But it, you know, usually it is, what is Occam's razor? The most simple, easiest, obvious answer, right? Not always the case though. But I think that the energy here, Gemini, is that you're done in this toil, this cycle. You want to get this thing over with, onto the next chapter. You're not going to wait around to be given permission. You're not going to wait for everything to align perfectly. It is aligned perfectly because you have the motivation to continue on. Sometimes we have to be willing to suffer a little bit. You know, if you've ever left a long-term relationship, you know how hard it can be, especially financially, emotionally. Dividing things up, the friends groups, whatever, all of these things. But you have to be able to make that leap, right? Sometimes we have to pick the hard thing. So I think that's kind of where you're at. You're just not going to sit around anymore. I do think, though, you know, all the signs are there, and they have been there. You know, and when we have the turtle here looking, it's hungry for that blessed thing, that beautiful flower, right? Life again. With the completion, I think of a renewal, right? This desire for a rebirth, this desire to reboot our lives, this desire to pass through the gateway of some kind of rite of passage. Okay? And here we have, it looks like a ram. Okay, so definitely a brave heart, a steady mind. This is in that emotional going into the metaphysical. I truly think that through this cycle, this will be one of your kind of totem animal energies. Okay, having to traverse some things that might be scary, uncomfortable. You know, there's no definite there. You know, going up the side of a cliff, basically looking for those little tiny footholds. But I think that you are willing to do this. You're not afraid of hard work. You're not afraid of a little bit of failure. In fact, you know, I think that for the most part, you welcome failure as a good lesson. You know, and to be in that mindset is what is really going to get you ahead of things. It's easy to get lost in the self-pity of losing something, of, you know, something being taken from me. You know, it wasn't what I thought it was going to be. They didn't, you know, they aren't who they said they were. Whatever it is, right? And of course, yeah, we all do that. We all have those moments of feeling pretty wronged. But what does that do for us in the long term? You can't carry that stuff with you if you want to keep advancing in life. You know, and with that Aries energy, I think that there's a big vibe, not Aries, I'm sorry, the Ram energy. It is Aries, but the Ram energy. There is the vibe of, you know, being self-minded. Not in a way that is arrogant or as a narcissist, but really looking out for yourself, for your self-interest, for the things that you need. You know, I don't know what all of this is about, that you know, that we all need to be so selfless all the time. Of course, we must be kind. We must be of service. We must honor our communities, our families, our friends, our beloveds, and so on. Fully believe in that. But I do not buy into this thinking that the ego or whatever is some toxic, poisonous thing all the time. We have these aspects of self in place to keep us alive and flourishing. Okay? Don't buy into that stuff. Don't live as a doormat. You know, but everything within reason. Stay humble. But not so humble that you put yourself behind. Okay. We have a submarine. Okay. And I saw this and I thought, you know what? This is interesting. This is going deep into those unconscious places. Okay. You are really going on a trip here. And I don't mean a trip like the yellow submarine. That's not what I meant, but kind of, right? getting into some really interesting, creative places of thinking. I think that as we go into our new cycles of life, our new chapters, we leave things behind. We have to embrace kind of an absurd, silly, unattached, just creative, abstract place a little bit. Okay, it's not unlike moving into a place. Imagine you moved into a beautiful home. You had as much money as you can imagine to decorate it. However you feel. Set aside any kind of, idea of just conventional thinking, or functionality. And think about what you would place in there. What would it be like, And to even begin that process, you have to kind of be in that absurd, creative, wild, playful, deep digging place, right? You have to think about all of the aesthetics, how things go to, and maybe you're not into decorating. Okay, that's fine. But this is just an idea of what I mean. When we move forward in our lives, we have to, if we want to move into a place that is for us, not for everybody else, we have to detach from the strains of other people's expectations, their ideas about us, about the world, our conditioning. Okay, and that's what the submarine to me is about. Going in there and investigating. What do you actually want? You, not everybody else. Not what your wife, husband, grandma, kids, coworkers, whoever it is, what they think that you should have, or what they think that anybody should have. Abandon that. Get creative. Go do like a vision board. Make a list. Make some art. Get creative. Have fun. It doesn't have to be exactly what you do. That's not the point. It is an exercise. But it helps. It helps expand your mind to let yourself dream, to let yourself get funky with it, right? And go into those deep, vast, subconscious worlds. All right, now, what is this? I keep thinking this one looks like the thing that the hose head thing for the garden. But I almost feel like it's like washing something away, which we did a month or two ago, cleaning the house, right? The outside walls of the house. But see this one, this one looks like a poo right here. And this one looks like somebody's sour face. And I feel like there's a sense of washing away a bad attitude. Okay. Don't literally do that. Don't go spray like, your boss or whatever with the hose. But I think that, you just have to, there's somebody in your life who really is a naysayer. And I think that you just have this instinct to kind of let it be washed away. Go with that. Don't pay anybody any mind with their stinky attitude. Okay? You'll be better for it if you just let it go. Just, a quick bless you. Well, okay. Thank you for your insights. And then we have an eye right there. And so I feel like emotionally, there's somebody, I almost feel like there's somebody who's just has a little thing for you that's kind of keeping track of you a bit. You have like a crush. Hopefully, you know, nothing weird or like a stalker or something like that. But it doesn't feel like that. I think it's just somebody who admires you, okay? Has a little thing for you. And I think you know about this person. I think you know exactly what I'm talking about. So maybe that feels good. I don't know. Let's see. So we have a little bird. And I'm looking, we have a little bird right here. And then I'm looking at, we have 1, 2, 3, and then up here with a candle lit. So I feel like we have like 3 steps towards something illuminating. And I feel that TT, don't jump. Just over here trying to scratch up my chair. Okay, so no. I love you. She hasn't been on a reading in a while, I guess. Usually, well, recently I've been doing my readings during the day, so she's been taking her kitty cat naps, and now I'm awake, or we're doing a night reading, so she's like up, ready to, there she goes. She heard me talking about her and she left. Okay, so 1, 2, 3 steps, 3 things. It will take 3 of something, 3 you know, 3 parts of this process, and then you will be there. Okay. And I like when we have the little ladders like that. Okay, so we have the lightness of being affirmation cards, and these are the earth element again. And I'm just gonna go ahead and put these up here. Then I'm going to kind of stop where it feels right. Okay. And this one says grace. Let's get you in there. Grace, harmony. Your life is an elegant dance with love leading. Your calm presence is invaluable. Yeah. Are you calm though, Gemini? You know what? My daughter, sometimes she's calm. She's a Gemini. And she does have, like, the ultimate zen. But then it's like, it transfers into just complete chaos. She's also 3, so. But I think she's like a mixture. Like Paul, my husband, shout out to Dove and Serpent Tarot. He's very chill. And I am to some degree, but I'm like also have that real like manic Virgo-y, like get it done, you know, real like earth mom, like, sometimes we have a few little earthquakes, don't we? So, but yeah, so I think, you know, there is that beautiful zen, but the love, of course. Nobody loves like a Gemini loves. When you find something that you are in love with, oh, watch out. Watch out. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and say thank you so much for spending this time with me. It is always such an honor. If you'd be so kind as to like the video, it helps us get into the algorithm. And as we know, the algorithm rules the world, rules the universe. And we give it what it likes, and that is engagement. things like liking the video, watching the readings from the beginning to the end, sharing the readings on other social media platforms. All of these things are really helpful. If you have not subscribed yet, please think about doing that. You can hit the little bell when you do. It'll let you know when the next videos are coming out. Other than that, if you want to leave a comment, I would love for you to. I read them all. I answer each and every one of them. And they really do mean so much. So with that, I will say thank you. I love you. And we will talk very soon. Just a few days.